Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be continuing to part 3 of What If Goku Wasn't a Saiyan. It has been a while since I made the last part, so the link to the playlist of the previous parts will be in the description of this video, if you need a refresher to see what happened in the last parts. But we'll be going into the continuation of Z. What kind of training will Goku be doing? Will he find out about his mysterious origin? And will the Z fighters be ready for the android threat? All that and more will be answered in this video. Also, if y'all are interested, I own a Discord server for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe give us some of your own ideas of what ifs, and maybe in the future I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. For today's question of the video, it comes from Ender Blezzy, and his question is, which what if is your favorite? And honestly, my answer would probably be most people's answers for their favorite what if, since it's kind of like the first biggest what if ever. My favorite what if is What If Raditz Turned Good, made by Masako X, as I feel like that was the what if that kind of made Dragon Ball Z what ifs popular on YouTube, and it was just pretty well written, and the fact seeing how well of a character Raditz could have been in the story of Dragon Ball, which just felt like a missed opportunity that could have been amazing. But that is the answer to my question. Thank you so much for the comment. If you want your question to be featured in the next video, just comment down below a question, whether it's about anime, Dragon Ball, or personal, and maybe your comment will be picked for the next video. Without further ado, let's dive into part 3 of What If Goku Wasn't a Saiyan. Where we last left off, Goku left to go on a journey to find out more about his mysterious past, while the other fighters kept training for the androids. Goku had to rely on Nimbus to get around since he couldn't fly anymore for some weird reason. He manages to collect some Dragon Balls and even make a pit stop to Master Roshi to talk to him about his issue. Master Roshi grew curious about this. Roshi always suspected that Goku was something special since no other human being has a monkey tail or be able to transform into a monkey. Seeing Goku without a tail was weird for Roshi, as Goku just always had one. He then tells Goku about a myth he heard many years ago when he was young and barely started training in martial arts. His master, Mutaito, told his students a folktale about a boy who was born with a monkey spirit and possessed monkey-like abilities and features. Roshi would then laugh, thinking there's no way that would be Goku's case, but that stuck to Goku. He continues on with his journey of collecting the remaining Dragon Balls to get the help of Shenron to learn about what makes Goku so special. The other 2 years pass by quickly. The Z fighters do grow worried, as no one has heard from Goku since he has left. They did state how after a month Goku left, they saw the sky turn black and they were sure that Goku used the Dragon Balls, but he has not returned yet and are afraid that he may be the weakest out of all of them. With the 3 years training, here's everyone's power levels. Vegeta standing at the strongest with a power level of 6 million, Raditz at 4 million, Trunks and Nappa at 3 million, followed by Piccolo at 2 million, Gohan at 1.5 million, and Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin at 1 million. With everyone besides the Saiyans knowing how to use the Kaioken technique. Eventually the date grew ever closer for the android's arrival, but when the time came, no attack on South City ever happened. Trunks is stunned, unsure of why things have changed. The Saiyans grow upset as they were promised a fight and even start to think that Trunks was lying to them, but that wouldn't be the case for long, as the group is surprise attacked as they were hit with multiple ki blasts. Once the dust settled, they were able to see their attackers, seeing 3 people. One tall white guy with a ponytail, a short purple guy, and a guy with silver hair and a trucker hat. Piccolo asked Trunks if they were the androids, but Trunks denied it, as they did not look like that in his timeline. As then they hear another voice behind them. 5 more androids fly behind them, as it's Dr. Gero, android 19, 18, 17, and 16. Trunks is left stunned, seeing the 2 androids that destroyed his future, as he pointed at 17 and 18, stating that they were the androids, but the others he did not know about. Dr. Gero then explained how he spied on them using one of his robot bugs and was able to eavesdrop on their entire conversations, and he changed his plan to get the drop on them. He expresses his anger on how he lost and had his plans taken down in the future, but now he will not make that same mistake. He sends the androids to attack the Z fighters, as they all do except android 16, since he's only programmed to fight Goku. Now the Z fighters have a big fight on their hands, having to deal with 4 more androids than expected. The 3 Saiyans were facing android 17 and 18, while Trunks, Piccolo, and Gohan faced android 19 and 13, and the 3 humans faced off androids 14 and 15. Dr. Gero stood there and watched as he laughed, asking if Goku abandoned them. Jiro and 16 just watch as they wanted to wait for Goku to arrive so that they could have their revenge. The fight is intense for everyone. Most of the androids are stronger than them, but not like a huge gap, since again these androids are much weaker in this timeline too. But with the last 3 years, Dr. Jiro gathered more data and knew about their plan, so he decided to use that info to his advantage. He rushed the data input to the androids as he wanted to get the drop on the Z fighters, but he can't lie, he is quite upset that Goku is nowhere to be seen. The Z fighters are barely holding their own. What is on their side is numbers, and they are just lucky that Dr. Jiro and 16 refuse to fight anyone other than Goku. Piccolo is pushing past his limits by using Kaioken at a high level since he is an alien, and not a human like Trunks. He is the only fighter currently that can push his levels to match the Saiyans, but even when pushing his limits, he is hoping that Goku would arrive and that he would have something big that could help them take down these androids. The fight drags on as the Z fighters begin to get tired. They were already aware that the androids have infinite stamina and some can absorb energy, but even then, they only manage to take down a few before some fighters begin to get knocked out one by one. The trio humans manage to destroy Android 14, but fails to beat Android 15. The Saiyans still stuck on facing 17 and 18, while Trunks, Gohan, and Piccolo destroyed 19, but still struggling with Android 13. Android 13 begins to grow bored and wants to end the fight quickly, so he decides it's time to absorb Android 14 and 15, becoming Super Android 13. This fight quickly changes the tide of the battle as Android 13 toys with Piccolo, Gohan, and Trunks like they are nothing. Jiro stands there laughing, seeing the Z fighters about to be killed, saying it's a shame that Goku isn't here to see his friends perish because he decided to run away. Android 13 prepares a blast aimed at Gohan as he fires it. The dust settles as nothing remains. Piccolo and Trunks shout in horror, thinking Gohan had died, but then they sense a strong power level as they look over to see Goku and Gohan on the flying Nimbus. Everyone is shocked at the power they sense from Goku, as his power level stands at 3 million, which doesn't make him the strongest, but they are shocked at the fact that he got this strong alone. Piccolo is also shocked to see Kami with him. Goku also has a bag of sensu beans that he gives to the Z fighters and Saiyans. He tells Piccolo not to worry as he will handle Android 13. Now before we get into the fight, we do have to explain what kind of training Goku did. It didn't take Goku long to collect all of the Dragon Balls as he summons Shenron and asks why he isn't just a regular human. Shenron explains how it is beyond his power to explain everything, but he can only say that Goku was chosen by a monkey deity to be granted his spiritual energy and powers due to the kindness of Goku's heart. Goku would also voice his concern about not being able to use his abilities anymore, as Shenron explained how the last time Goku used the form was due to rage. Even though Goku can control the form physically, he cannot do so spiritually, as the monkey spirit is still loosely restrained within Goku. After that, Shenron dispersed as Goku was left to his own devices. He did remember about his dream and decided to begin trying to meditate. For a while, he didn't get anywhere until one day when he was near exhaustion, he woke up in a void as in front of him was himself, but in his monkey ape form. He would be attacked by the huge monkey as he barely moved out of the way to avoid getting hurt. He still couldn't fly and he didn't have his Nimbus, Power Pole, or even be able to use Kaioken, so he had to fight with just his own strength. Thinking about what Shenron said, conquering the wild monkey spirit within him, so Goku began training to fight his huge ape form. He would spend months after months each day fighting his ape form as it was difficult since he couldn't fly around and also the big size difference. Even though it was mental training, Goku felt everything, and even when he stopped meditating, he could see the injuries on his own body. Each session he could tell he was getting stronger. Even when he wasn't meditating, he trained using his Kaioken technique to be able to handle higher levels without injuring his body. He would spend his 2 years doing this non-stop. He was slowly getting frustrated as he didn't believe he was going anywhere in the training, but he did not give up. By the time it was near the android's attack, Goku finally did it. He truly focused every muscle in his body and began to fight the Great Ape. His body moved fluidly. Throughout the past 2 years, Goku had to learn how to move and fight without relying on being able to fly. He's able to move around quickly and smart. Maneuvering around the ape and managing to get to the top of its head, he was about to land a punch. But then he awakens as he gets upset that he was about to actually hit the ape. But when he looks down, he sees that he is floating off the ground, as he celebrates that he could fly again. But when he looks at a nearby lake, he sees his reflection as it's changed slightly, as his eyes were reddish, and his hair was a bit spiked up. He then reverted back to his normal state. He believed that this new form gave him the power boost his Great Ape did, but now in his normal form, calling this form his Monkey Boy form. Goku then sensed the battle going on as he panics knowing he is late. He is preparing to head over to South City, as he then hears Kami's voice as he too can sense what is going on. So he asks Goku to stop by the lookout to get sensu beans and to bring him along as he has an idea that could help them beat the androids. Now back to the present, he does tell Piccolo that Kami wants to speak to him as he insists on coming to the battlefield, and this piques Piccolo's curiosity. Goku stands face to face with Android 13 as their fight begins, but Goku quickly leaps over Android 13, grabbing his arm with his tail, launching him away as their fight begins. The fight is intense and Android 13 is stronger than Goku right now, but Goku isn't worried one bit, even when Android 13 is stronger than him. Goku's speed and newly acquired unique fighting style makes the fight pretty close already. Goku is playing around with Android 13, not taking the fight super seriously. Dr. Gero sees this and is angry as he and Android 16 charge into the battle to help 13, but then they are stopped by Tien, Yamcha, Future Trunks, and Krillin, while Gohan gave the Saiyans sensu beans that heals them and gives them a huge Zenkai boost which gives them more time to fight Android 17 and 18, while Gohan helped them. Piccolo was talking to Kami as Kami talked to Piccolo about them fusing so they can become strong enough to stop the androids. Piccolo sits on it but realizes that if they do, the Dragon Balls won't work, but if they don't win then it wouldn't matter anyways. Plus Kami stated that since it is confirmed that they are aliens, then maybe they could find someone else from their alien race to get more Dragon Balls in the future. Without wanting to waste more time, as they see how the other fighters besides Goku are still struggling, Piccolo makes the call and fuses with Kami as this boosts his power level dramatically, making his power level of 2 million go all the way up to 20 million. Everyone sees the immense growth in power coming out of basically nowhere. Piccolo laughs as he feels their power surging through him. He quickly rushes at Dr. Gero and 16 as he is able to take them both out alone with ease. He even uses Kaioken just to go through the threats much faster. In the matter of minutes, Piccolo completely destroyed Gero and 16 as he then went to aid the Saiyans fighting Android 17 and 18, and seeing his power completely shocks the Saiyans. Goku smirks at Piccolo's new power and decides to finish off Android 13 as he goes into his monkey boy form, multiplying his power level from 3 million all the way to 30 million. Which further stunts everyone and even makes Piccolo a little jealous that Goku is stronger than him, but he just sees that he needs to train even more to catch up. Both Goku and Piccolo uses their own signature technique to finish off the remaining androids as they would power down as they look at each other, wanting to spar to see who is the strongest right now, but they are a bit tired after finishing the androids. But now they also have to worry about Frieza. The Saiyans, especially Vegeta, are upset that these weak races are stronger than them, but they just need to train even harder to surpass them. And this is when we first hear about the legendary Super Saiyan, making Goku and Piccolo know that they will have to continue with their training to keep up with the Saiyans. The other humans see how much they are falling behind and knows they must continue to train even harder just to barely stand with the others. Unknown to them, Gero did have a backup plan being grown in his lab, and that being Cell. But luckily for them, in this what if timeline, there will be no other Cell that comes from another future timeline, since here Future Trunks had no Earth to go back to and was forced to stay in his past timeline. But now with having the android problem solved for now, their next focus would be to train and to stop and take down Frieza. And that's where we're going to leave it off for now. Tell me how you think about the third part and how I did with the continuation of this what if. With Goku and Piccolo having their massive boost in power, would they be able to train and be strong enough to stop Frieza? Will any of the Saiyans achieve the Super Saiyan transformation? What would the human Z fighters have to do to grow in power to keep up with everyone else? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. If y'all are interested and enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.